Hi guys, welcome to the first edition of 2014 Men's Volleyball Video Highlights. We want to introduce you to the men's volleyball team captains.
My name's Brendan, senior, 2014 season. Pass it on to Chase over here.
I'm Chase, junior. My name's Glenn, I'm a junior.
Guys, today was our first match, but I want you guys to take it back. How the preseason went. What are you guys, saw since we started in January 15th? How you guys have progressed since that day, and your expectations for the season, and how the first game today went, and anything you want to comment about the game, how to go, how you guys see yourself going through the rest of the season, anything you want to talk about.
I'll talk about the preseason. We had a lot of new players coming in, and even before the two transfers, we had a lot of new guys, and it was really awesome seeing everybody work really hard, especially in the weight room. We didn't have that in the past couple of years, and seeing everybody, coming every day, sweating, like working real hard, and seeing them like progress as weightlifting wise, and also as athletes was really cool, and I think it really helped us to get our full potential to where we are right now.
Out of the preseason for me, I guess, because I was commuting, so I didn't see a lot of the weight room stuff. But just on the court in general, seeing the new guys and even the returning players, just the commitment they had. Everybody was showing up, everybody was doing what was asked of them, and everybody was working hard, which really set a tone for this coming season, especially which was shown tonight. It's our first game in 2 weeks of practice, 2.5 weeks of practice tops. The way we meshed and stuff just from that commitment at the preseason was nice to see.
Yeah, like they said, we had a lot of new pieces coming into this year, and that's kind of something we're familiar with. We've had new pieces. We've all been here a few years. It's good to have Brendan back with the team. I know Chase was sick for a while, but obviously we're so happy to have him back. So we really haven't practiced as a full team, like maybe only a week before this game here, and I'm pretty happy with how this game went. I think there's a lot of positive things to take from it. Definitely some things we can work on, and I'm glad that we all know the things that we lacked in this game and where we need to improve upon. So I think it's as far as this year's expectations, I think they should be higher than they've ever been. We have a lot of returning players who know the deal in this league, and we have some newcomers who are really talented, and I really think that we're going to go as far as we push ourselves.
Absolutely, and I think we could take a lot from this win. We didn't 3-0 them, we actually dropped a set, and I think that's good for us because we need to learn how to jumpstart ourselves after a loss. A lot of times last year we would lose a set and then we'd just be out for the entire game, and that's not how it's going to be this year. We're going to play hard until the last point.
Yeah, it was good to see everybody play point for point too.
Yeah.
It wasn't like we're at the second game. We were down by 8 points at one time, 9 points at one time, and we came back and mistakes were held and made, and I'm responsible for a few of those towards the end. But we still brought in with 2 points of each other. So it shows that we do have that courage to fight back on the court. But like Glenn said before too, with the 2 newcomers in a starting rotation, that's not something that's really easy to get used to real fast. And especially 2 kids coming from Puerto Rico with broken English and foreign languages and stuff. Random stuff being said and not really understand it. But it's fun, and everybody's meshing real well on the court. And like he was saying before, nothing really bad happened. It was just little stuff, little tweaks, serving, passing, court presence, and positioning. But other than that, it's not like we really had any other big flaws on the court tonight. So just little tweaks here and there, and just stuff that you learn in more than 2 weeks on a court with 6 guys. That's where it's going to be seen later on in the season. It's really going to progress, and it's going to mesh real well, and we're going to do very well on the court together.
52 kills for the first game. That's
weak.
That's weak.
Impressive. Well, yeah, like we talked about. We had 24 service errors. That's a set volleyball right there.
Yeah.
So. And we were being aggressive. We had their offense scrambling a bit with our service pressure, but just to be more consistent, it's gonna help us down the road.
Absolutely.
So,
guys, you had a nice win over Mount St. Vincent's today. and you guys are all returning players. I just want you to give a comment on your freshman setter, Raymond. What do you think about him?
Kid killed it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
right.
that right now. I want to be like that dude from the Challenge, that MTV show. Killed it. Absolutely killed it. I mean,
he does a great job.
Yeah, definitely changed up the court a lot. When times got tough, he kind of stayed towards one side of the court. But I mean, upon reminder from coach and from a few of us on the court, definitely back row, utilized that well, utilized the backside. Was throwing sets out of nowhere. I don't know how he landed some of those sets to the outside from cross court. I mean, on the run, that's not an easy thing to do, and we all know that. But he was just throwing sets that was completely messing up their blockers, and they didn't know where to go. He got Raul on a couple of singles, and even an open net a few times by throwing a 30-foot set to the outside. I mean, that's just stuff that, first game with a new team, that's just something that you really look at and you're like, wow, that's impressive, and that's something that we hope that he continues to do, and just smart and continues to play like that.
Absolutely.
Now, well, you guys can talk about the bench. I know how were they today. I know it's 6 players to be in the court, but sometimes the bench does play a big help, especially when we were down after the second set. What can you say about their energy, how they did, as teammates, basically?
I heard him the whole time.
I thought they
Go ahead.
I think they were a serious contributing factor in our win. They not only did they hustle during timeouts, they were loud. They got us motivated. I can compare it to last year, where we had a lot of guys on the side or on the bench, and they were really into the game. And comparing it to this year, we have seven guys on the bench, and they're like our own fan base, really. So they traveling with us. They're always giving us advice. I even got some advice from what's his name, Josh, about passing, which is kind of funny. But just stuff like that, it's great to have.
Yeah, their energy was great all night. I mean, you can't even. They were consistent every time we were in the huddle, and anytime we were up or down, they were always there, giving us water. Always the same positivity, and you can't really ask for much more as someone who's out on the court. Giving it your all to come off, and then getting that consistent support no matter what the score is from your bench. So definitely praise to them.
The bench is definitely a huge part of this game, momentum-wise, and just yelling and making it loud.
Their crowd was letting us have it a little bit.
They were,
and our bench, every time we scored, they matched the crowd's intensity, and they weren't afraid to get loud.
Especially on an away game, that's not easy to do. Especially when you're down, you're making big hits, you're getting blocked big. I mean, it's not easy to do to stay positive, but they did good work there. Especially in a home game. I mean, at home games, the bench is huge because, you have your own fans, this and that, but if you have your own team behind you, that's something different because you're with them all the time. So if you know they got your back, and that makes you want to play for them, not so much for yourselves or just the six on the court. You really want to, what they're putting and giving to you, you want to give back to them. So that really helped a lot today.
Now, there's a team motto this year after what happened last year. Can you talk about that motto?
Yeah, I mean...
What's this team motto?
So something that we just kind of started saying early on is worst to first. And, we really came up short last year, and we dropped a lot of heartbreakers in the conference. And, we expected a lot more last year, and we feel that we were a lot better. We don't feel like we were the worst team in the conference last year by any means, but this year, this year is kind of similar to my freshman year, when we came in, and our big turnaround. So I think we're going to take a lot of teams by surprise this year and make a run.
If they underestimate us, they got something coming, because we're going to come in with our two new players, returning players, and a bench full of people that just want to win. We're going to come in and we're going to go to Riviera and
definitely.
Yeah, really? Yeah.
Really? Beep.
You don't have to play that part, but we're going to take them, man.
Yeah.
They're going to be surprised.
I mean, I didn't see any of the teams last year. I know that, but just from this first game even, I feel like we played from when I played last. I feel like it was almost equal to when we played last, how we played today in the first game of a new season. That's promising. So, I mean, if these teams are anything like they were back then or even last year, I don't know if they lost anybody or whatever, but I think they're definitely going to be in for a surprise. And
absolutely.
Especially that first came out, a couple of the hits and blocks that are going to be set, they're not going to know.
If we get our service down, I mean, when we do serve it, their whole offense is taken out,
Yeah. No, it's gonna be a promising year.
It's gonna be awesome.
It's gonna shock a lot of people.
All right, guys. Definitely exciting things, happening. Definitely very excited to see where the teams goes, and we just gotta keep working. Keep making Albertus proud. Bring the fan base over here. Keep working hard, and good things will happen, guys. Definitely. Looking forward to what this team is going to be able to make. So thanks a lot for your time, and I hope to see you next time after Monday's game. All right?
Sounds good.
Falcons, baby.
#1.
Let's go.